Yo, what's going on, people? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new and you guys don't know what we're going to be doing today, this is the Premier League recap. We're going to be talking about Manchester United, Arsenal. Arsenal escapes with a draw. Liverpool, they continue to be lucky, or are they creating their own luck? And this is what champions do. We got to talk about it. Nottingham Forest gave it to Manchester City. And Vader, when he joins, he's getting cooked. Chelsea, what is happening with Cole Palmer? What has happened to Palmer? We have to talk about it. And Tottenham get a draw. Should Ange be sacked? Or are Bournemouth just better than Tottenham this season? All this plus more on today's show, Egal Talks Football. Let's get this show started. And you guys already know, how do we do things? Yes, people. So first, let's add M in the building. Manchester United fan. He is going to be gassed with his team getting a point at home versus Arsenal and putting in a decent performance. Also, we got the Chelsea fan in the building, the Bridge Nation in the house. We're going to also have Rack joining us, the Liverpool fan, to discuss how lucky Liverpool are, and Vader to discuss their defeat to Nottingham Forest. Jay is going to be joining us to talk about Spurs and how Spurs are just inferior to Bournemouth and the likes of these other teams at this moment in time. And yeah, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And I think the best thing to start with is probably the Arsenal Man United game. But bring on Madrid, my guy says. Interesting. Are you smoking? I would rather face up.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you not say that, Egal? The word on the street is that's what you've been spitting, bro. So like,
nah. I said bring me Bayern last year. I'm not saying bring me Madrid. I would still say bring me Bayern this year too.
But then you have like more Arsenal players than Real Madrid players, and like your last year
that was 2 years ago.
That's probably what it's in to, bro. Be honest.
That was 2 years ago. I made a mistake. I admitted it. I put my hands up, but people still want to keep.
I know what you mean, bro. It's okay.
People keep wanting to bring back old news. Are we going to start with Manchester United, Arsenal? Fair. Let's begin.
Let's get into it.
I'm going to simply ask you, do you disagree or agree with my take on the game? I thought Manchester United were the better team at the end of the game. To start the game, I thought you guys gave us majority of the ball. We were the team dominating. The goal that you guys scored, silly for us to even give you the corner, silly goalkeeping from Raya. What was he doing? Basically saying, look, here's the rest of the net. Let's see if you can even get it on target, let alone get a goal from it. And then Bruno takes it, does what he does. I'm not going to complain about the line. I'm not going to complain about how far anything is or anything like that. Refereeing decisions, none of that. You guys played well. You guys could have won it if it wasn't for Declan Rice goal. Declan Rice's last ditch tackle, and
that was your big chance, though, isn't it? That's like the only.
Yeah, and David Raya's five saves from David Raya. What a performance he put in, also. But overall, we came to your ground off the back of winning 7-1 in the midweek of the Champions League. You made it extremely difficult for us, and you come out of there with the draw, and you could have easily gotten all 3 points. But hey, Mazraoui missed his chance. Rasmus Højlund is a donut, and then Zerski tried to be cheeky when he could have just slaughtered.
Yeah,
him.
you know, I don't like that from Zerski, to be honest, man. He does this thing where he likes to be like, you know, do the little bits of the, you know, the flicks and trick stuff, bro. Sometimes, bro, you just gotta smash it, bro. Smash it into the net, bro. You know what I mean?
No, do you know what it is? I do hear what you're saying, yeah, but you know when you're playing ball,
smash it.
I love that. I hear that. No, bro, I hear that because it's like me when I used to play ball. But if you know, when at Hassan Brighton, bro, he was one Moroccan coach, bro, and he used to take some the best players down to Morocco to play a tournament. But you're playing against Casablanca, Rajet, Louidet. You're playing all the best teams over there. And brother, he used to say the same thing to us. When you see the goal, you bang it. And brother, you just sounded a lot like him. But yeah, that's actually the opportunity, bro. When you're in that position, I can see why he went for that. I think that's probably the easiest option because I do think if you try to, nip it near post, it might not kind of like get that angle in time where the keeper might get.
But he had the placement though. But he had the placement there to go. I think it's that side.
I think sometimes when you're running as well, and the ball's kind of because he was running in at pace. So sometimes if you're not like landing at that timing perfectly, that's the easiest option is to do that. But
Yeah, man.
Overall, it was a good game. I'm not sure. It was a good game. I think that was probably the best game of the weekend. The Chelsea game was horrendous. We'll get onto that, but I think that was the best game of the weekend, man. I think we deserved to win. 100%. I think we had better chances. I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans in a group chat basically saying, low block. But like, you know, someone said in the comments before, bring on Madrid. A lot of Arsenal fans were saying that, but which Madrid? Because both Madrid would have probably done the same, including Atletico Madrid. They would have sat even deeper. So it's like when you're playing against,
I would rather play Atletico Madrid than Real Madrid.
Oh wait, give me a second.
Every single day of the week. Why would you want to face Real Madrid? It just doesn't make sense.
I think only person that would want to watch, Marseille right now is just Rack, innit? Rack would probably want to play Real Madrid, no?
No, he wouldn't want to face any.
I want the easiest route I can possibly get to winning the Champions League. Whoever is the weakest team, I want to play the weakest team.
And you know what? He's allowed to say that because he's winning. If I say that, I'm a loser. It's just how it is.
No.
Arsenal victim mentality. That's what people say, but it's
That's the thing, though. But I reckon
no one brought that into it. You volunteered that hypothesis yourself.
Yeah, man.
Rack. By the way, my half-baked take has finally become a baked cake. Did you notice that on Twitter?
The half-baked take has finally become a half-baked cake. Is this some kind of weird rap that you're just coming up with?
No, because David Coote. Remember, I made the David Coote theory on here months ago, and it's finally come to fruition. Everyone's finally running with it.
But that's because you retweeted it yesterday saying Liverpool's season was elevated.
The man just had head loss on live TV, by the way. The man just lost his head on like.
Yeah, what was that thing with Arteta just walking away? Did you like drop the mic and left?
Yeah, because like the guy asked him, "Do you think you should have bought a striker in January?" And he's like, "No, not." He just like interview straight after.
You're cracking up, man. Arteta's losing the plot.
Yeah.
Arteta's losing the plot.
I need to watch that.
I'll put the clip.
You guys keep going. I need to hear this.
I'll give you the clip. I'll give you the clip if you haven't got it. Yeah, I'll put it in the private.
That's horrendous.
He walked off. He walked off mid-interview. The guy,
he legit walked off mid-interview, bro.
yeah.
What, do you reckon he finally realised that he wasn't winning the league? Do you reckon this was it?
They cut to the studio, and everyone in the studio was like, didn't know what to say.
Yeah, like they literally asked him, about the title race, and he's like, obviously
he had enough.
And then he's like, he just left.
Okay, so what do you want him to do? You want him to sit there and start lying to people?
No, but you could have just given an answer. Why didn't you sign a striker?
Let's
in
keep
January?
composure today, man.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
We couldn't find the right person. We couldn't find the right character. We couldn't find the right.
Man.
Just.
Not
Yeah.
like-
Anyway, guys, can we focus on the game? Whatever. You could have said so many.
Arteta walked away from the interview. Big deal.
Why do you think he's so rattled though?
Bro, we witnessed Arne Slot go up to a referee and say, if we lose the league, it's your fault. And this is a big issue.
Alleged. This is what is alleged. This is what is alleged.
I'm talking about Arteta. Do you reckon he's finally realised that the league's? Do you reckon this is it? Like, do you reckon he's known it before?
Bro, realistically, from he probably seen Liverpool win their game, and he's like, 16 points is not going to be possible for us to catch up. But to sit here and constantly still ask him, he's not going to openly say it's over. He's not going to openly say it's done. He's going to wait until it's mathematically over to congratulate Liverpool.
Would you say you're in the top 4 race, Egal, then, if you're not in the title race?
We're 4 points ahead of Nottingham Forest. I think we're still going to be able to secure this position where we currently are in the league. I don't see us dropping any further because I think the teams behind us will drop points. But if Nottingham Forest become like, 1 or 2 points behind us.
You faced them twice, innit? If I'm not mistaken, because you faced them recently, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We've already played them twice. We beat them the first time we drew, and we played Chelsea this weekend. So if I'm not mistaken, Chelsea's our next opponent.
And I think we're currently, was it like 7 or 6 points behind you?
Yeah. Hey, these two came together at the same time. We got Jay in the building, and we got Vader in the building. So to be fair, you already said you're a bit on the game. Ahmed, what are you saying?
I'm just going to say, listen, it was a great game of football. Let's not get twisted. I really like the fact that Man United actually came to play. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why United, for some reason, just like to play well against Arsenal. So, but, it seems they stepped up. I have to say, it's a bit poor from Raya in terms of the free kick. I felt like he gave himself too much of a gap there to actually cover. And particularly when you're a bit more of a shorter keeper, you want to actually allow yourself a bit more length, if that makes sense, to save the goal, if that makes sense. And
I think Raya went from 0 to hero in the game.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about obviously from like that the goal that obviously he did let in at the end of the day. So
that was a good free kick though. Like that's not like you get me.
No, because like
you know what I mean. It's just a good free kick. Mostly just blaming the keeper.
Think about Raya. What you saying this about Raya is the first time I've thought about Raya on that free kick.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
at all.
It's not like that's the reason why you conceded that goal. That was a good shot, bro. It was a good goal.
No, because the thing is, I usually count a good free kick when it's top bins. You know what I mean? It's hit top bins.
No, but that was hit with power, though.
Accuracy's 100 there. That was not accurate, bro. He just hit it in that section. He just hit it in like the outside section, bro.
In this, if you divide the goalkeepers into quarters, into quadrants.
Yeah,
it's the quadrant.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Like, look how much like gap he literally did not give himself enough. What's it called? Look at the size of the goalkeeper himself, and then look at how much he has to cover. Bro. No, it's not. That's legit.
I know it hasn't. But it looks so bad. It looks like it has been.
That's why I'm legit criticizing him, bro. Like because like that was his positioning was poor, and then even the free kick itself wasn't like as good as it probably could have been.
Fair, but isn't the counterpoint? That's what the wall's there to do as well.
Can I show you something? Look at the wall and look at how much room he gave him. Speechless. You guys are speechless.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. Forget about
when the
first picture is irrelevant. The first picture is irrelevant because that's
he's looking. He's still looking.
From this angle, the wall is covering that side of the goal. Right, so
his job is to get around.
So you can make the argument, okay, he can take a man off the wall and he can stand a little bit more centrally, but the wall is covering that side of the goal. And you can maybe say this: he set the wall up incorrectly. I think that's a criticism you can make. But I think it was a very good free kick. Yeah, I see what you're saying. He gave Bruno a good target to aim at. And Bruno
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, Jay. Yeah.
I just realized I have one more thing I have to say.
You still got one more thing I have to say. Up and down.
Declan Rice this is not West Ham. We're 1-0. We were 1-0 down. We scored a goal. We equalized. You can't be sitting here shushing people after a draw.
No, celebrate. No, celebrate.
You need to go get the win.
I don't want to hear you talk.
I am sorry.
Wait. Are you doing celebration?
I am sorry.
We don't celebrate draws here. This is not the US. We don't celebrate draws.
I think I don't know about you guys, but 1-0 down. Our guy scores a goal, starts shushing the crowd. Bullshit. Get the fucking ball. Go to the back.
Particularly when your team is, particularly that team has been trash.
Ready to say it again?
I mean, it's interesting that Egal's being celebration police right now.
I'm doing it to my own players.
Interesting.
No,
indeed.
but this is where you're forgetting the emotions of being a player. I don't know at what age you played the game, but the emotion, you don't take that out.
I played the game last year.
Okay, so you realize when you're playing against, and I hear it all the time, the United and Arsenal are rivals.
You said last year. You said last year.
Last year I was in a league, yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna high level football, and when you score a goal against your rivals, Egal, you're not gonna.
I don't be celebrating draws, man. Listen, I feel like celebrating a 1-1.
He celebrated equalizer.
Wait. Yeah. But listen, that's what I'm saying. Celebrating an equalizer against a side that is really in the worst form it's ever been. Currently in 15th place, celebrating an equalizer is a bit nasty work. You know what I mean?
You don't compute all that when you're on the pitch.
I think he could have done the celebration, and immediately after he's done the celebration,
he should have had the ball. Yeah, he should have had. You know what he should have done, Jay? Get the ball and keep running forward. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do.
It's a multitask the celebration.
Hold on. Let me ask you guys. Does the minutes make a difference? I think it was around 70 minutes he scored. Are you saying, Egal, if he scores in what minute is it okay for him to celebrate to you?
Yeah.
40th minute, for example. 40th minute. If it's the 40th minute.
In the 55th minute, I don't think you're saying this.
Yeah, celebration police. Break it down for us.
I'm trying to be like 70th minute. Okay, so you saying if he scored on 60 minutes, you're okay with him celebrating or no? Like, where's the line?
My logic is very
90+ minute.
My
what
logic
about the
is
90+ minute, guys? Huh?
My
What
logic
about
is
that?
90 plus 7, 90 plus 7.
My logic is very simple. You should not be celebrating an equalizer if at that stage of the game you should be grabbing the ball, taking it from the back of the net, and trying to go again quick, because what there's 20 minutes left in the game.
Wow. All right. I love
No,
these
I hear
shows.
that. I hear that. But it's not like he fully celebrated. He's probably just, do you know what I mean? It's just a little. It's not like a full on. It would have been worse if he ran to the crowd and started celebrating, bro. Like, he didn't really do much.
It was a celebration. Like, it took 10 to 15 seconds.
Did he not shush the crowd?
Shout out Storage, man. Champions League winner.
Everyone calm down.
Listen.
Can I just finish my point? I'll finish my point, then everyone else can talk.
Anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. I had somebody.
Why are we here then?
I had somebody message me and saying, "This is funny. Going through your head, you silly." Next person said, "You're spineless. You're becoming like rival fans, finger pointing instead of encouraging the team. It's a good thing." I'm like, how is it encouraging shushing the crowd and punching the ground when you could just pick up the ball and encourage them like a leader by being like, you know what, it doesn't mean nothing. We need to go and win.
You're doing too much. That's for someone else to do. Someone else on the team should have grabbed the ball, bring it to
I don't think what he did was bad.
No, of course not.
We're nitpicking at silly little things.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about the game, bro. Let's just talk about how we dominated them. Well, they dominated possession, but I reckon we had a better chance.
Yeah. Let me finish it. Let me finish. Obviously, my final point. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish it off, and then
go ahead,
everyone else.
What, the Rice situation?
No. I was talking about the free kick, and I just. Well, obviously, derailed after that, right? But after that, obviously, I think the Rice scored his goal. I think that was actually a good goal. And I think that's, again, something that I think, that goal for me showed was like, that lack of, like, I would say, penetration into the box, right? Because no one was really, like, dribbling here. And the moment someone kind of went at the defense, started dribbling, bro, something happened there. And I think that was something that Arsenal was, like, clearly missing in that game. But end of the day, bro, 1-1. I think from an Arsenal perspective, you have to be disappointed. You would have thought, obviously, after that 7-1 PSV, that would have given your attacking players some level of confidence to be going, we're getting back, we're getting into form here. Then going to a United side who's not really known to be the best at this stage. So I think, again, it's a little bit of a step back in that essence. But from a United perspective, you gotta be happy, man. I'll be honest. Like, you should have really won it essentially, but. You had a good day at the office, I have to say.
Yo, Ahmed with some proper football breakdown. I like that. Listen, that.
Man, sometimes it's not all fun and games. It's not all fun and games.
Also, I just seen Arteta's tense exchange where he walked away. I back him. Why ask him a stupid question at this point? Everyone knows the answer. Even if he sat there and was defeatist and said, "Yeah, we already know what's going to happen," people would clown him anyways. So
the thing is that
probably the best thing to do.
The thing is, you know what it is, right? I wish sometimes I'm not really.
I think he's feeling the pressure, man.
I'm not a clipper of clips, but I wish sometimes I remember, because I'd love to understand if when Ange or Slot was spicy or Pep with the reporter, whether you had the same like balance and fairness as to why these managers were so emotional in that
don't
moment.
do that, Jay.
I understand. Listen,
maturing over time.
Point of view,
maturing over time
on this game, right? Just on this game, I thought United played well, and I think United set up well in this game. Like, Arsenal had the ball, United were breaking on them, but like that was a top performance by Bruno, and even that Heaven kid who came in, he did well. I was watching him.
He had Martinelli on lock, bro.
Mazzarari
had a great. That's probably the best game I've seen Mazzarari play for United. He was very good. I thought Casemiro was all right. I thought Bruno
Xerxes was decent as well.
I thought Xerxes was decent. I thought Garnacho was good to very good. I thought he was like a threat all game. And I think the main thing for me in this is United were fairly. Raya made a great save at United 1-0 down. I think that was
that double save. Mazzarari. There was a Mazzarari one, bro. He had the whole goal to shoot at.
Nah, bro. You know what it is? It was still a very good save. I looked at it first and I was
saved
like,
it with his foot
at him, and I was like, he didn't quite shoot at him. Like
Saved it with
the
his foot.
94th minute one, the last minute one, where he saves it with his hand. That was basically almost half in. That was ridiculous.
No,
that one I have to give him credit there.
The good thing about the Bruno save at the end was he got enough on the ball to stop.
It was a bad finish from Bruno, man. It was quite central, bro.
And it goes through the keeper, or it goes through the keeper's hand. In that moment, he got enough on the ball. He had a good game, Raya. Obviously, the free kick aside. But for me, Arsenal, this is a problem. When they're playing against a low block, United have had them a couple of times now this season. United are losing to Arsenal. They played them a couple of times. United had full back line missing. They had, I think, no Maguire, no Euro. Obviously, came off, but Martinez.
Does Amorim have Arteta's number then?
Martinez is injured.
No, but not just that. No, they couldn't even beat a shit City side, bro. Literally, they couldn't even fucking beat a shit City side. How many points have we taken from both City sides, both Manchester sides this season?
No, but it's also stylistic because you're looking at it from my point of view anyway. Before I pass over, it's like when you're a coach like Amorim and you're coming in and you can say, right, be solid, try and play on the counter, try and create transitions, try and win the ball in good areas, and that's a lot easier for Amorim to do. Yeah, we've seen him versus City in the Champions League. We've seen him versus Arsenal now a couple of times. He can set up a mid to low block that causes damage, and it helps. But when United are asked to be a front foot team and dictate the game and stuff like that, they've still got a lot of work to do. And that's where these kind of games are great for Amorim. Like, you see United's best performances this season have come in bigger games where they've had less of the ball.
Guys, I have to say, Vader's going to start running. We need to talk about his team.
I got time.
Yeah, stop trying to brush over it, man. We're still on Arsenal. Hold on, chill out.
It's nasty, man. Did you see that?
You didn't even let me talk much on it as well. It's like, you said your bit. Okay, on to I'm like, bro, we're still gonna dissect this game and Arsenal because 2 weeks ago, I know Rat's gonna want to say something. Arsenal were there, and so just bit by bit. Go on, Jay. You finish up what you were saying, bro.
I was just gonna say no. Like it was an enjoyable game. I feel like you guys have got some good points to add in anyway. So I feel I'm content with that's my contribution to the game. Enjoyable game. League's done now for Arsenal. My thing is, are we going to see a drop off at all? Like, are they catchable for the teams below? But no, I think Arsenal should be disappointed. But I want to hear what the United perspective is, and I want to hear what Veta has to say about his observations on the game.
Bro, Veta, do you want to go in first, bro?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, listen, the game. The game was highlighted to be like one of those must-sees, right? Must watch. Let's see what's going to happen here. And I'll be honest, no shade. You guys didn't disappoint. You guys didn't disappoint with the drama. All right. There's always going to be talks about the manager, the fan base want him, one fan base, they're questioning whether he can take them all the way. All these subline storylines, right? Now, I enjoyed it. The starting 11, I heard and saw United fans kicking off. Like, they weren't happy with what Amorim did, with how he chose. Most Arsenal fans looked pretty calm with that 11. So I'll say this. The league doesn't need you, M. No offense. The league doesn't need you guys back winning. It doesn't. It doesn't need you back at the top, because people are still going to tune in for the drama, right? They're still going to tune in for the dumpster fire, if it happens to be, or they're going to tune in for the comedic errors. And that didn't happen today. This was actually, you guys actually played up to the occasion. You're home. You played respected. You weren't going to get embarrassed with many suspected. Arsenal came to my house. Well, I went to their house, and they embarrassed me. So we know that they're able to play and stomp on you when you're not good.
Yeah, but what did they do at the Etihad, though? That's where they beat
you?
At
the Etihad, Egal was celebration police again, talking about my team celebrating a draw late in the 90th minute. But
so that's what I mean. So they went to Manchester both times and came away with less than 3 points.
They came away with less than 3 points. And you know what? They're also not playing for the title, which is even more embarrassing. This match should have been one of those where they're trying to keep pace with Rax. I'm tired of seeing Rax comfortable leaning back on his chair, sometimes eating, pinky up when he's drinking over here. This season's done.
I'm putting my feet up, guys.
So annoying with Rax. But listen, the game was definitely delivered with entertainment. I think I think Egal is actually lucky to have left there with a draw.
Yeah.
In all fairness, like what Amarin, how he set you guys up, how you guys countered the chances. Raya having, what is it with keepers? First we saw Allison having a madness. Now Raya with a few of those key stops. It could have easily been a comfortable win for United. So credit to Rice. He should celebrate after getting a tie versus a rival versus United, and someone else gets the ball and bring it to kickoff. And to shush, he's shushing the haters. He's shushing the rivals that were talking nonsense. So, listen, I haven't seen you in a while. You weren't here for the preview. I'm glad you're here for the post-game result. Talk it up, man. This is your time, because Egal's been a little too bossy after the 7-1 that he did in the Champions League.
But you guys always seem to do this though. You're putting a good performance against a team and then just be flat like the next game. I don't know why you guys do that, but I don't know. Man United kind of do the same, so it is what it is. But this game, I reckon we did. Yeah, man, it was tough, man. Because at the end, we should have got the 3 points. And I don't know. Arsenal fans are probably disappointed with the result, just as much as we are. But I definitely think we deserve the 3 points. And some of the players that Amarin picked, they didn't let him down. I think Mazraoui had a good game. I think that was, like Jay said, best performance for us so far. The only person who I'm actually worried about going into next season is Onana and his kicking, because we bought him to actually play out from the back, and this guy can't seem to. Every kick just went out of play, and even saving sometimes. I don't think he's going to be the guy moving forward. But you're on mute, bro.
Yeah.
I think Ødegaard might be our Phil Foden.
Wow. You think he'll be player of the year next year?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think he's that guy who, when the team is ticking, he's a good cog in the team. But when the team is not going well, you see his weaknesses.
You got
Hold on, bro. Are you gonna blame Ødegaard? For certain people just miss, like Martinelli, Trossard. What the hell was Trossard still doing on that pitch? Please, someone tell me.
Trossard is a better option than what we have to our disposal.
Bro, and did someone see that Martinelli shot with his left foot, bro? He was right in front of the goal from Onana's double save. It went up for a throw.
He should have passed it across the box.
He should have just got it on target. It went up for a throw-in, bro.
Once again, my point is about Ødegaard. Ødegaard, when he has the right pieces around him, looks amazing. Looks like a world beater. But when the pieces are not around him and the rest of the team is not functioning well, you can see his weaknesses a lot.
The Foden draw out is mad.
That is wild. You know what? I'm gonna let you continue to break down the game before.
I'm not gonna speak on this one. I'm afraid I can't speak on this one.
No, we're gonna get onto what happened to Cole Palmer in a bit. But yeah, Vader, why? You got anything to say about what I just said?
Yeah, I think it's a madness. Ødegaard is your Phil Foden.
Yeah, based on how he impacts the game and how things would be great for him to work out.
All right. Well, first of all, how many positions have we seen Ødegaard play in? What has been asked of Ødegaard to actually do for Arsenal that you've seen Phil Foden be asked to do? Right. Another thing is, you want to talk about he needs everything right around him. He needs players around him. Why do you keep ignoring this? There was no KDB for 5 months last year. There was no Haaland for 2 months. Why do you keep making it seem like we had a perfect squad around him? Yes, he had a Ballon d'Or Rodri, but listen, the rest of the big names weren't there. And you're trying to compare him to Ødegaard? Let Ødegaard at least do so. This is another thing. And I'm not taking a shot at Ahmed and Chelsea, but can we wait for Ødegaard to do something to be put in that category first? You gotta do something great before you're then compared to players that have had a great season. What's been Ødegaard's best season?
Ødegaard had 15 goals, 7 assists in 2022, 2023.
That's light work.
Last season, he's a midfielder. He's not a right winger. He's not a left winger.
Bruno was putting up those numbers, though.
That's why I asked the question at the beginning.
Cole Palmer is having a bad season. He's got 14 goals and 6 assists in the league.
Cole Palmer last season was playing as a right winger. This season he's playing as a midfielder.
I'm saying though, as a midfielder though, he got 14 goals and 6 assists.
These categorizations are always a little bit stinkier because you could have said he's an attacking midfielder, right? Because he's no DM, right?
No,
but you just put it in the midfielder, and you think that he has no responsibility to attack.
I'm saying
everything goes through him. It's the contrary. Everything goes through him.
Goal contributions and assists for attackers generally is what they're paid to do. But midfielders are obviously they're still.
He's an attacking midfielder, Egal.
Ødegaard.
Yes.
He plays
Ødegaard,
He's not a defensive midfielder.
I would say Ødegaard plays a lot deeper than majority of these Brunos and Palmers and Fodens.
Bro, just look at today. Let's look at today. Look at today, just for example.
I've never heard
Bro,
this before.
he was in that. Bro, he was on the edge of the box.
Today, Ødegaard switched roles with Mikel Moreno at a certain point and was playing up top.
I do hear what you're saying, because there are games where I do see Ødegaard pick up the ball, but let's just say if you are playing from deep, if you're not playing from deep, he's the guy. But 9 times out of 10, if you're pushing up your players, he's the one that's most forward, bro.
Listen.
My point is Martin Ødegaard might not be the attacking midfielder that we need. We need a better goal scoring attacking midfielder. Martin Ødegaard can be another part of the midfield that can contribute to getting us forward. But if we can get a left-sided attacking midfielder or get another midfielder who also has an attacking threat, it could help. It could help us massively. And that can't be Kai Havertz being. We can't have Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Ødegaard, Tiki. That's no. Oh my God.
Yeah. Now listen, Egal, I get it. All right. Manchester City is always getting compared to. We've been the standard, right? So there was a time when Ødegaard was being compared to KDB. I like how now you've downgraded that. Now you're taking shots. You're taking a slight shot, and I see it. Now you've downgraded him being compared to KDB to saying, oh, you know what? He might be your version of Phil Foden. The importance with regards to the team. This is all great. I love it.
Yeah, because he
is it. No, he's their version of, like, I guess, and probably not even showing those levels yet of Bernardo, really. And City have got Even then, not even those levels. I wouldn't say just yet. 100%. You can't. Bernardo's had spells when he's had to be the main man in the team, but he's not prescribed to be the main man by it. So you look at, it's basically like if Arsenal had a Bruno as well, as what they've got, that's what you're talking about. Because then Ødegaard can play different roles, and I think Ødegaard had a very good goal scoring season. And that kind of maybe shifted people's perception on how many goals.
Good, one of the best.
Yeah, but then some people might have looked at that as the norm rather than an anomaly. Yeah, and I think that now you're in a situation where
he's held to his own success. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. So you've got Ethan coming through. Ethan can get minutes centrally. Ødegaard can play left CM. I think there's other issues that compound other issues. So, for example,
Partey next season too. It's going to be interesting next year.
Exactly. What did you bring Marino? What did you bring Marino in for?
Like that, bro.
Because I swear, wasn't he supposed to be that holding six? Like, simple little things like.
I've got a question for everyone on the panel. I've got a question. So, following on from Egal's hypothesis or his designation of Ødegaard as being your Phil Foden, my Phil Foden is Luis Diaz. Panel, can you tell me your Phil Foden? Jay, who's your Phil Foden?
Maddison, probably.
No, it's definitely Maddison.
Who's your Phil Foden?
Bruno. I guess.
Ahmed, who's your Phil Foden?
Cole Palmer.
What?
You
realise how preposterous this is? Do you realise how preposterous?
Who is it then? If it's not him, would he say it's Enzo? It's not Enzo. That's him. That's what I'm saying.
It's Jackson.
Huh?
No?
What?
Jackson's a striker, bro.
What's going on here?
No, you're not going way off.
No.
Every week,
let's
compare our players to a random Man City player. Who's your?
This guy said Phil Foden.
Phil Foden. Everyone, tell me who's your Phil Foden. That's a good question. Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
So yours is Luis Diaz. I would actually say yours is.
That's not. No. We're not there. No, it wasn't even that.
He's saying that as a joke. It's not serious joke.
You're just saying the point that everyone's comparing.
It's a good point. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about Man City. Man City got their ass handed to them by four.
Can I just comment on the game?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
I didn't watch too much of the game. From by all accounts, United played well, and United have proved this season that when they come up against the bigger teams, they give them a decent game. Yeah, so it shows that given the right motivation, they are a team that's better than 15th or whatever position you are in the league.
By the way, should we M, are you now back on Ruben Amorim's side?
No. Like I said, like I'm still.
done.
I'm not overly happy over. The performance was good. I'm not happy with the result. Like we need 3 points. We can't be sitting in 14th, 15th full season. Do you know what I mean? And you lot were poor. And bro, I'm just thinking about the chances we missed. Those are big, big chances, bro. The Bruno chance last minute.
Bruno, it was a good save by Raya, but
Højlund had about
Bruno
2.
needs to score that.
Did you see the bit where Rice's tackle on Højlund and Højlund just carried on running with the ball? All he had to do is just take a touch and shoot, or the touch has to be further away from Rice. He just started, I don't know what he done. Just took 2 touches and done nothing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Now
I got halfway through.
Doing?
I got halfway through my thing.
Garnacho cooked cauliflower as well.
You guys just want to talk about Arsenal?
No. So I've spoken about Man United. I want to cast our minds back a few weeks. I'm going to talk about Arsenal now. I cast our mind back a few weeks when Liverpool had a 7-point gap over Egal, and I said, "Do you see this gap getting bigger or smaller?" And I postulated that the gap would be getting bigger, and you said no, getting smaller. Right now, 3 weeks on, 2.5 weeks on, I've doubled my points advantage.
Damn.
I've doubled my points advantage.
Man.
I also feel like Egal's gone. Egal's gone in his own stream. I also feel like Arsenal have a very strong defense, but I think when you have to come out and you have to attack, actually you see that a lot of your defensive solidity is not necessarily down to individuals, is actually down to your defensive structure more than anything. I've always said that defense is more about structure than about individuals. But when you're a top quality team, there are times you're going to need to come out and attack. And I feel like when you are asked to step up and come out and attack, I feel like your defense becomes wanting. And it's just because Mikel Arteta has chosen to structure his team around an attack, around a defense. That's why you're more solid. And I don't know, even if you do bring a striker, and whether that's enough for next season.
You know, I've got a question before you go, yeah, which is that, you know, I said something at the start of the season, which is that there's a real possibility of there being stagnation and regression by Arsenal, you know, obviously in their current state. And it looks like I'm kind of being proven right from a point perspective, from a team perspective and everything like that. Egal, are you worried that, you know, you're gonna be able to fix this new regression as of right now? Or do you think this is gonna be something where this is gonna perennially be a second place team?
You know what? We could actually get better because of all the injuries. Some of these guys have had to be relied upon more, and coming into next season, they might be more prepared to play more minutes in meaningful moments. You could flip it in either way, but it really comes down to what.
Who's injured? Sorry, Egal. You got Saka out. You got Havertz out.
Yeah, Martinelli just came back. Jesus is injured, and that's pretty much the whole front.
So you got 3 players. Three players out.
All of our frontline players are out. Plus, we're not looking to get. We're not talking about it in the grand scheme of just this game, bro. We're talking about in the grand scheme of trying to compete and go on to win the league. If we were going to go on to win the league, I'm not saying injuries is the sole reason why we didn't win it, or refereeing is the sole reason, but some of these things are factors in why we stopped competing to the same level that we were last year. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think there's some credibility? Remember at the start of the season when people were saying, when you were scoring a lot of set pieces, and we said that's a good thing. Most people said that's a good thing, but you're very reliant. You're arguably over reliant. And then I remember Matt came on the show, and he vehemently denied it, despite the fact that compared to other teams, Arsenal was scoring significantly more. Do you think there perhaps is some validity to that possibility?
The thing is, you cannot rely on set pieces, but the issue was not that we were relying on set pieces. The issue was when it comes to our goal scoring, we were not clinical in front of goal. We would create chances, but we weren't clinical. It seemed like we had a better success rate of scoring goals from set pieces, and we had a higher conversion rate from set pieces than we did in open play, and that is always been unsustainable.
Yeah, and plus, I think another argument you can make is, at the time, the way they were doing their set pieces, I think it hit the league quite hard because, like, again, it was a new thing.
Doing it for 2 years.
No. But the way you were doing those set pieces, like the way your players were moving, that had not been done, like obviously by other teams. So I think it was a bit more newer to the teams. as the
Arsenal
season goes
third.
on, you get more
Arsenal
tape.
third at the moment with.
No, we're clear. We're still second by like 4 points clear of
So
Nottingham.
they're second, 4 points of Nottingham.
No.
6 points
In terms of set piece conversion.
Yeah, you know it's funny. I think you got the same set piece conversion as Chelsea. You know, actually,
No
one of my
way.
Chelsea mates,
We've
one of my
scored
Chelsea,
7, I think.
yeah,
Is
one
that
of my
just in the
Chelsea
Premier League
mates.
though, or is
That's
that
only
in the
one
Premier
percent.
League, yeah.
Reversion
In the-
to the mean. Reversion to the mean.
I was genuinely surprised by that, by the way. Like, so,
It's not surprising. We haven't scored a set piece goal in the league. I don't remember the last time. Maybe Man United at home.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Anyways, guys, Vader's got 5 minutes. Are we
Go
gonna
on,
talk
go on.
about Nottingham Forest slapping him?
I just wanted to say, you know, blue brother to blue brother. I'm not really happy with you, mate. You know, I thought we had a truce. All I asked was like a minimum draw. You know what I mean?
Wait. When did we establish a truce? Like, when did you
Yeah.
stop shooting?
2 weeks ago. Remember, 2 weeks ago, I came here humble. You know, we shook hands on this. Remember?
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Right.
And you know, I was expecting a draw because then you know that keeps us good, that keeps you good. You know, I go into third place, you go into 4th place. We can switch around if you want to. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, what happened, bro? That's what you just got to ask you the question, man. What happened?
Listen. This game, Rax knows this. Forest, they're not an easy team. Forest are playing for something, and they've been playing for something all season long. When some, and this isn't a shot on it, but when some were just saying we're just chilling, I think many Forest were like they want top 4. Not that they want the title, they want top 4, and they've been very consistent. They've been difficult to break down. I think we were really unlucky to leave there with that loss, because they got 1-2 shots. I think maybe 4 shots on target, but at the time I think it was their second shot on target, and they got a goal. And we had our chances to obviously score, and we had our chances for a better final ball. Forest deserved the win. At the end of the day, they deserved the win. How Pep set us up initially, I had no problems with. Some of his subs, I had some questions with. But this, I already know. I'm going to week 38. I'm going to week 38 to establish whether I'm in this top 4. And I'm not even banking on this top 5. I know it's looking more and more probable that it's going to be top 5 to be able to play in Europe. But I want top 4. And listen, this is also me being humbled again. Holland, he's such a wise man. For such a young age, reminding the football world, stay humble, eh? And everyone took it as like an address to Arteta and Arsenal. But really, this should be remembered by everyone. Stay humble. I was getting a little too giddy. Rax was reminding Egal about, hey, remember a couple weeks back, I said, are we going to be closing the gap, extending the gap? I was looking at, listen, if we win this game, we're only 7 points off. I think it was only 7 points off Arsenal. It was one of those. I was like, ooh, let's go and get this win. I looked beyond Forest, and I got humbled. This is where I need to play one game at a time. My next game is Brighton. You saw how poor it was against Forest. I'm like worried about Brighton now. They deserve the goal, the late goal. I think they were fortunate. They were fortunate for that. Ederson should have made a better save. I'm not apologizing for him. He should have made a better save. He got caught short side. I think it took a slight deflection off Gavardio's toe, but he still should have made that save. And we should have scored our chances when we had a chance. 1-0, lost to Forest. We move on. Blue brother, we're gonna be fighting until week 38.
Yeah, man.
If I have to take this top 4 and I gotta beat you to it,
fair enough. I hear it, man. No. Listen. I understand, man. The game's the game. You know, you've heard me say it many times before. We understand, but you know, I was hearing from certain sources. You know, one of my city mates was mentioning the idea that the sun was a bit too strong in Edison's eyes.
Listen,
you know what I mean? I wanted to ask, you know, blue brother to blue brother, what are your thoughts on that? Was it like was the sun a bit too strong there on Edison's eyes? Like,
listen, at the time of that comment, I was actually with the professor, and I was trying to tell him, Professor, no, the sun wasn't. Don't continue on with this. I don't think he was hearing me. I should have talked louder and interrupted him. But no, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. The sun wasn't in our eye. We didn't have our clinical boots on. That's for sure. And one thing, Egal, everybody in this panel, everybody in the chat, I've been sending Pep. I've been hitting him up in the DMs. I know the people that can get to him. I've watched enough North American football. Egal, you know this. Route running is all about timing. And there's certain things that we do in the final third The timing is off. We're way too slow. The movement is way too predictable. We need to change up some patterns. Pep, respond to my DMs. We'll link up. We'll be ready for next year. We'll be ready for next year with regards to all the low blocks that we're going to see moving forward.
Hey, what you been sending to Pep?
Man said, check your DMs.
I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm telling Pep.
What's going on? What's going
those
on
heart to heart.
Mr. One-hit wonder Omar Mamouche? Came in, bagged a hat-trick,
wonder,
and then he's gone missing again ever since.
One-hit wonder.
He said one-hit wonder.
I mean, he's done it once so far in all his games. How many games has he played? 8?
He's had, yes, you're right. He's had one hat-trick game in 8. I'm not expecting him to have many hat-trick games.
I'm just asking for one. I'm just asking for one.
You're just asking for one what? One goal.
Game? One goal.
Listen,
you know, one thing I will say about Manchester City, you played a really good Nottingham Forest team. That team is really good. And I don't think enough people give Nottingham Forest credit. They have been able to get points off every single top team in the league. And Nuno has revitalized that team. And he went from Tottenham, who he couldn't get into the top 4, to now doing this with Nottingham Forest. If Nottingham Forest get Champions League football, they deserve it. They have one of the best young teams. They have one of the best young teams. Their centre backs are amazing. Their wingers are playing well, both from Chelsea and Manchester United, and they're doing what they're doing. Chris Wood is probably one of the best strikers in the league based on consistency this season. Their goalkeeper, Sell, is quite good. They have one of the best right backs who came from Chelsea, also back academy in what's his name? Olo. He's good. And I'm just looking at their team. The Premier League, people can make jokes about Man City winning the league a lot or Liverpool walking with a landslide. But I do think Nottingham Forest could go up against teams that are easily in the top 4 in the Spanish league or in the Italian league.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And beat them.
I think so can Brighton. Brighton's a top 4 team in other leagues. I wouldn't say Spain, though.
Nuno's in contention for being manager of the season. I don't have any. There's no shame in suggesting.
I think there's 4 candidates.
He's done very, very well.
Arne Slot, Areola. What's his name? The other one? Nuno. And then 4th is Arteta. 4th.
Stop this.
Get out of here.
Stop this.
Get out of here.
You're forcing it. What's
That's the bad taste in my mouth.
Be considered?
I met Espirito Nuno in Corfu.
Do you get his autograph?
No, bro. I was on the same. No. I was on the same flight.
Guys, next, Vader, you gotta go, right? So let's talk about Chelsea quickly, because I know you want to talk about it. What happened to Cole Palmer, guys? What's going on with Cole Palmer? The title of the video is "Where's Palmer?" Because we have not seen
where's Wally?
Yeah, like where's Waldo?
Wow.
So we have not seen.
Ahmed, you can't take that, man.
We have not seen.
He's dissing your talisman.
We actually have not seen Cole Palmer perform at his level for a while. So I have two theories, okay? One, which is extremely harsh. I think teams might have slightly figured him out and he needs to change the way that he plays and to get better opportunities in front of goal. That's one. Two, more realistic, the team might not be flowing the same without Jackson there. And Cole Palmer and the whole attack might be a little bit off because Jackson might actually be more important to that attack than we think. And Cole Palmer has a better understanding of being able to play one-twos off Jackson.
So Jackson's not the Phil Foden himself.
That's kind of why I said Jackson is important when the team's not playing well.
I genuinely just don't think it's A and B. I just think it's just him. I just, something that was happening before even. I just think it's just Palmer himself. I think the problem is with Palmer right now, he's overthinking everything. His last good performance, I would argue, is Newcastle at home, and that was in, I think, either November or
January.
No. We faced Newcastle
had a good game since November.
I think performance-wise, yes. I'm talking about, like, that's his last. I would argue. Listen. For me, that would be like his last. Like, all right, listen. That's like his last peak performance, and then since then he's had like a degradation in terms of performances in my eyes. I think a big problem was he should have been like put on the bench for like a game or two, before we lost our depth on the bench, and then the manager didn't do that. The manager's then been trying to like play him into form, but the problem is he keeps on looking worse and worse and worse performance-wise as well. And so we're kind of, I think for me, with him, it's just that he's overthinking everything. That's what it just comes down to, because there's a lot of time he'll get into space, he'll get the chances to do what he needs to do, and he's just either overhitting something, maybe not giving the right way a pass. So it's just, for me right now, it's just an overthinking thing. He's overthinking everything right now. That's all it is. Because he's getting the space. That's what he's getting the space. He's getting the ability to be on the ball, shoot, do everything he needs to. It's just that he's overthinking everything, bro. Simple.
Bro, don't you think he's better off?
Oh my God! You made that? Did you make that?
You did a quick chat GBT.
That's quick chat.
Did you make that, Rock?
Yeah.
Quick rock.
Can you send me that? I'm gonna make that.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That's brilliant.
Send me that. I'm putting that in the thumbnal.
Ahmed, wouldn't you want to just put him back out wide, bro? Because I don't think the problem is,
bro.
You just don't want to drop Madueke. That's the main reason, isn't it?
Madueke's not
Look
even
how
playing
we're
right now,
using
bro.
AI, man.
Madueke's not even playing.
AI.
So
Madueke's not.
So you got Neto and
Sancho's been playing over there, and I don't think Sancho's been that bad either.
Yeah.
Right? But my issue is, bro, yeah, like even when he was playing on the right wing, bro, he wasn't like the guy that was known to go to the byline, bro, and do stuff. He was always coming back into the central.
He's coming inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, pause.
So, I know what you mean, bro. Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's still playing centrally. So I don't think that's the issue. He still gets space. He still is able to do what he needs to do, bro. He's allowed to move anywhere around the pitch, quite literally. So
I know we signed a treaty, so I don't want to have to go after Ahmed because we have a peace treaty. I don't want to have to do any of this. But the fact that he mentioned since November, he kind of hasn't seen Palmer perform. But I know that we've been having the conversation where you tried to put Palmer in the Foden conversation after November. So I'm going to respect the peace treaty that we happen to have. I'll let the other panel members go after Cole Palmer. I think he's a young player. So here's where I'm going to show my maturity. He's a young player. We know that they're going to have their ups and downs. He's also a player that's been asked to do a lot more early in a very young career. And I think Poch, Ahmed, don't take offense, but I think Poch did get the best out of Cole Palmer because he somewhat limited the pitch with having him start on the right and have him use that creativity or see space, move into it. It's very different when you got to have your head on a swivel and you're now scanning the entire.
Literally, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
So he's asked to do a lot. I think he'll figure it out, but right now he's being exposed to not be at that level just yet. And I don't think that.
I think if you say that, I think that's fair. At the end of the day, I think of Palmer. Listen, the one benefit we're having right now is that the other guys are performing. That's something you've heard me say before on this channel. It shouldn't just be Palmer FC here. I need my Netos to perform, my Nkunkus to perform, Madueke when he's here, Jackson when he's here, Sancho is playing right now performing, Enzo, etc. As long as they're doing their jobs.
In the comments to hit the likes, do that.
There we go. See, and they should hit the likes. And listen, today again, I would probably say the best left back right now in the Premier League did the job for us today in Cucurella. So give him credit where credit is due.
It was a poor game, though, isn't it, Ahmed?
The best left back in the Premier League is up for debate because there is multiple left backs that are balling.
Who would you say that right now, in terms of form and everything, it has got to be? What was it called? Cucurella? I don't really see anyone else that you can put.
There's a guy. Jay witnessed a masterclass from that guy at Bournemouth. I would put a case in for Milos being one of those guys.
Kirkes, Robinson, Cucurella, Gavadio. Off the top of my head, it would be one of those four.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a good short list.
I would say Milos. You know what? Cucurella is literally being saved.
Cucurella is scoring goals consistently now for our team. He's assisting goals, right? He is defensively elite in his position.
Well, so yeah, let's stop this Trent. Let's stop this Trent talk about defenders. Let's not emphasize what he's doing offensively. I think
I'm talking defensively too. I'm actually
I know, but the first thing you were popping up was what he's doing.
No, because I wanted to point out obviously as a fullback, there's two jobs.
Did you say Cucurella's your player of the season?
Yes, I would say Cucurella is my player of the season. Yes, it's really between either him and Caicedo. One of those two.
Or Enzo. Enzo's been stepping up too.
Listen, Enzo, he's been all right, decent, but that's.
I would have thought. I think consistently, Caicedo has been better. I would say because Cucurella has had a few ups and downs. But I don't know. You know better, I mean.
No, I would actually probably say Cucurella and him have been our most consistent. I think there's been times where Cucurella's been a little bit weak defensively, but I think that's because he much like Caicedo, he's covering the whole pitch so much, bro. He does so much for us in attack, even in midfield when he drops into there sometimes, and then even on a defensive angle, because Levi Cole is not really, I would say, still a young defender learning his trade, so he's been doing a great job, at kind of like catering to help him out at times too.
Yo, Egal and crew.
Guys, we got Vader's gotta go.
Yeah, man, I got
Big up, man. Big up, Vader.
Yo,
Vader, you got anything to say on Liverpool's luck versus Southampton or Tottenham's result versus Bournemouth either?
Yeah, Liverpool stay lucky. Stay lucky. So
Stay lucky.
Last dance for Liverpool this season.
I'd rather be lucky than good. I'd rather be lucky than good.
Last dance for you right this season, man. After the season, man, I'm telling you.
You know what? I have a nice season to look ahead with regards to what will Liverpool do, what will Mo Salah do, and then also what will them as players, Trent, Van Dijk, Mo, decide to do, because this is one thing that can't be ignored. And some want to suspect that contracts are already signed. There's something about going out on top, right? There's something about, my swan song is I just completed and got these trophies, and now I'm going to say farewell rather than being remembered for not retaining it. So that's a strong possibility that as a title rival, I'm waiting to see. But hey, credit to Rax getting that win again. They keep getting wins. Mo Salah keeps stat padding, and we'll see what happens next week.
Long may it continue.
Yeah, long may it continue.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, bless, man.
Have a good one, Vader. Let's go on to the next game. Nobody else has anything to say on Chelsea. I don't know what to start with. Should we start with Liverpool's luck or Ange and Tottenham?
Let's start with Liverpool's luck.
Okay,
Yeah.
Guys. By the way, we have a hard finish today at 9, so I gotta go at 9. But so let's spend 15 minutes on Liverpool.
Bro, I might need to go in about 10 minutes.
Would you say Liverpool were lucky? Should I pull up my tweets? What are you guys saying? Because people are really getting annoyed by Liverpool this season. You guys are doing well. A lot of people are giving you credit, but there is a stat that was very interesting that I found and I posted on Twitter, and a lot of people seem to have been very engaged with it. It is the fact that Liverpool this season in one-score games have had 11 points off penalties. That is that means they've won. And I didn't count all 3 points. I just counted the 2 points needed to win the game off the back of the penalty. So it was a 1-1 game or 0-0 game or 2-1 where they ended up. And majority of the games either ended 2-1.
I thought we were talking about luck though.
Would you say getting awarded a penalty in a one-score game, there is an element of luck to it sometimes?
How do you determine whether it's luck or not?
Some of these decisions are subjective.
Which ones?
For example,
they're all subjective. For
example, the decision which you awarded the first goal versus Southampton for Darwin Núñez getting kind of pushed or slightly nudged or tripped up. Similar situation happened in the home leg versus Southampton, where you guys played them in that similar. Sorry, their Southampton's home, when they were at home, a similar thing happened. And if I'm not mistaken, the goalkeeper actually took the man out, and they still didn't give it as a penalty.
Okay, so you're unlucky in that sense, or unlucky in the other one? Is that what you mean?
They're unlucky to not get a penalty. You're lucky to get a penalty in this situation.
No, but are you talking about Southampton's goal?
Southampton's
goal today, when he kicked through Alisson, but the referee still gave the Southampton goal. Is that what you mean?
Oh, you know what? That one, they're relatively lucky to get that goal too. Fair.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but in the same sense, you did get 2 penalties to help you win the game. Are you not going to acknowledge that?
Ooh.
I mean, well, am I going to acknowledge the fact that we got 2 penalties? No. I mean, next to each goal, there's a little P, and that's what designates. That means that goal was scored from a penalty. So yes, that did happen. But I don't know what you want to say. Do you think? Do I think they were both lucky? No.
Liverpool would be on 59 points right now if they didn't have 9 penalties this season.
Okay, 9 penalties. That's quite a bit. Is that the most penalties? Given this.
But what you're saying?
Has any top tier? Has any top 4 team in all leagues been given 9 penalties? I just want to know.
But
Like,
do you agree?
Real Madrid.
Do you agree that the issue is if you're giving ones that are not penalties, if all 9 of those are legitimate penalties, then you don't have no issue with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the question really should be, how many of those penalties were legitimate? How many of these penalties could be construed to be borderline?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or blatantly not?
Yeah.
Do you have the figures for that, Egal?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're just making up debating points.
1 second. The thing is, when people are having a debate, the person who asked for a statistic or stat should be able to provide it if they're going to bring some evidence forward. I brought my evidence forward. I can provide you the stats and the statistics.
But your stat is misleading because how many of those penalties were legitimate?
I don't know every single penalty that you've had.
But then do you think it's fair? No, but Egal, do you think it's fair at that then to question whether the legitimacy of all of those 9 penalties?
I'm not discrediting the legitimacy of all 9 penalties.
But you are, because you're saying without those penalties, Liverpool wouldn't have won.
What I'm saying is, my question was, where would Liverpool be without penalties this season? And the reason why I say that is because 1, yes, you do have to score the penalties. 2, you still have to maybe be attacking enough to be fouled in the dangerous areas to get a penalty. But my question is, where would they be without them? And you'd be potentially 11 points lower.
Okay, so wait, there's some context here. So Bournemouth, Liverpool's top of that list with 9. Bournemouth's got 7 penalties, and you could say they've got potentially the most techie wingers. I guess you got Chelsea on 4, so you're third, Ahmed, and then Newcastle 4th. Newcastle 4th with 4. Fulham 4.
And let me take you one further. Check who has the least amount of penalties awarded against them. Everton's bottom. Crystal Palace. Then you got Leicester. The least awarded against them.
Arsenal. Wait 1 sec.
Without context to whether these penalties are legitimate or not, this is a ridiculous conversation.
The reason why people are having these conversations, they're saying Liverpool's luck this season has been quite fortunate. They faced a lot of.
Guys, 1 sec. I've been quite quiet. I just want to ask Egal 2 questions. Two questions. In fact, the second question might not even be necessary if the answer to the first question is what I think it's going to be. Egal, do you believe that Liverpool have been the best team in the Premier League this season? Yes or no?
By small margins, yes.
Cool. So therefore, everything that you say after this fact is not truly necessary because you know in your heart of hearts they are the best team. So this is just you trying to add context for something when you already know in your heart that that's not truly the reason, because you've just answered me directly that they're the best team. So all of this contextualization as to why you're this many points behind or why they happen to win certain games, we're just talking. You need to acknowledge that you truly believe that they're the best team. So
even if they are the best team, don't you believe there's an element of luck and fortune towards their scenarios this season?
I think that Salah's been excellent this season, and Liverpool have played well. You look at the players. I look at the Liverpool players. Van Dijk, excellent.
Could have been sent off 4 times.
Very good. Alisson, when he's played, very good. Kelleher, understudy. No, do you know what I mean? Kelleher, understudy, very good. The midfield trio all of them have been very good. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai. And then Jones, other players coming in, they've been good. Everyone's just been good. And I think that you can look at this and say, okay, is this a soft penalty? Is that, yeah, sure. But the thing is,
I'm looking around at other leagues, it's quite similar. They're all on you got Real Madrid on 9, 10, Inter's on about 9. So they're all
right?
This is what Egal.
I'm gonna bounce, man. Big up everyone, man. I'll catch you on the next show.
Much love, bro. Always a pleasure. But Egal, I'd more look at it like this is what happens when you have a squad of strikers and attackers that can come on and make things happen and change games and stuff like that. You say it's luck, but I'm like, you watch games, Liverpool can put teams under a lot of pressure. They've got difference makers. I just think that if I look at Liverpool's the penalties and stuff like that, a lot of penalties anyway are subjective. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there's people that's that stonewall, and I'm like, nah, I didn't touch. Even the Canate red the other week against PSG, I was like, Europe's physical. I see lots get let go in Europe. I wasn't even sure it was a red. Like I was like, probably was a red, but I wasn't.
You know what I'm going to do? Going forward, if I see a dodgy penalty for any team, I'm going to leave a note on my Twitter and just.
But this is, but
so I have a record of the date, the time, and if Rack ever asks me how many of those do you think are dodgy, I will have a record.
But
the thing right now, going over my Twitter, the amount of times I've wrote Liverpool lucky penalty is 6.
But Egal, the thing is that like I look at it more from the point of view of like sometimes in the past I've watched football through the context of Tottenham and been like, oh, if Tottenham did this or if this happened to Tottenham. It's not a good. You'll enjoy football a lot more if you don't look through everything through the microcosm of if this happened to Arsenal. Because the thing is when you look at some of these decisions, right? Like you guys, Arsenal's a team, yeah. You can say maybe you've been unlucky with some of the Reds, yeah. I don't think that's unfair to say, but United have had red cards rescinded this season. Liverpool have had red cards rescinded this season. You're not the only team. I feel like didn't McAllister get a red rescinded, or was that last season?
It was not rescinded. He was still he ended up serving the ban.
Okay, well, okay, that's fair enough. What I'm saying is that you've had some bad decisions, and I don't know. Like I feel like you've not scored a set piece in 6 weeks. We remember speaking earlier in the season about you scored a large number of goals from set pieces. And, people were like, is that going to be able to continue? And you look in this last 6 weeks that if you'd scored some set pieces, some of the draws would have been wins and some of the defeats would have been draws. So that source of goals, which dried up as the worst time, which I'm not trying to say covered some of the issues with your team, but I'm saying that earlier in the season when Gabriel's scoring these winners and yada, yada, you're not seeing, okay, what if Gabriel stopped scoring winners? Because he was also scoring goals at an unnatural rate. Because Gabriel was on course to score like 14 goals this season or something if he carried on scoring at that rate.
Hey, he's a big game player. He's a big game player.
But that's what I'm saying. But this is why it says things even out. So you scored across the season now. You look at how many set pieces you scored. Amazing. But because you've not scored X number of set pieces in recent weeks, now it's like this is when you needed them. But across the season, we'll look at your set piece tally and everyone will be very impressed. But right now you need them, right? So
the first third of the season
was lucky.
The first third of the season, we amassed a 9-point lead above Arsenal, right? Can you think how big that lead would have been if they hadn't scored as many set pieces?
Yeah, true.
See, we can all do this.
Can we?
Well, how big? How many winning goals did you get from set pieces? Have you done that calculation? I suggest it's probably about 4 or 5 points at least.
Yeah. I know we won.
Can you imagine in the first third of the season, rather than being 9 points behind, you're 14 points behind?
Tottenham and Man United,
catastrophic, right?
Tottenham and Man United alone is 6 points. So, Rack, you're underselling us.
Yeah, I said the first third. I think United was around Christmas time.
Against City as well. City as well. Second goal against City was a set piece.
Yeah. So we can all pick and choose time frames within which luck may go or certain elements. You can only really do it over the course of a season. And if you really want to do it properly, then you have to discuss which ones were legitimate, which ones weren't, if you're talking about...
One thing I always say about football is that, listen, particularly when you're trying to win the league, you want your luck. You don't want your luck to start early, bro. That's one thing I've always said, yeah? You want it to be happening like in the middle of the season, in certain key points that you need the luck to happen. That's when you need it, right? Because otherwise, much like with luck is also fleeting too, can be fleeting at the same time too. And I just think, again, listen, last year we got like a crazy amount of penalties if you're a Chelsea fan. This year, not so much. Even in the game we just played today, we had probably 3 penalty shouts, so we only got 1 of them. So you're not always going to win them all.
Fairs. By the way, we're going to speak about Salah maybe next time, but he's like 5th all time now. What is it? 6th all time? Mental. Give him credit where credit's due.
He passed Lampard, yeah. He passed Lampard, yeah. Just want to confirm.
Yeah. He passed Lampard a couple of weeks ago.
Lampard who?
Oh, golly.
Anyways, we're gonna go on to Spurs now, guys. Spurs drop more points. Jay's luckily off camera for the Spurs section. Now he's back.
What a goal by Pape Massasar, by the way. That
What a
was
goal.
ridiculous.
Oh,
What
fuck
a
off.
pass! What a pass! What a pass by Milos! What a pass by Milos! That was an amazing pass from the left back from what do you call it, Bournemouth. I'm not gonna lie, the recruitment from Bournemouth is impressive.
It's good. There was a signing. I can't remember who it was, and it's mad because there's a
Who was
player
their director
going.
of football when they signed all these players? Someone remind me.
I think it was Richard Hughes.
Ah,
Rack, check your WhatsApp.
interesting. Where does he work now? Where does he work now?
He works at Liverpool, Rax. I think you knew that. I think you knew that, and I think that's why you asked the question, Rax. Can't be sure, but I get a feeling from your line of questioning that potentially that was the aim of that question.
You're a very astute man, Joe. You're a very astute man.
No, you know what? Yeah, I was the moment when I was like, "Rah!" Bournemouth recruitment was when they got Evan Nielsen for 40 million. Because I'd watched him against Arsenal, and he'd been a handful, and I was like, 40 million. This Hoyson. And listen, Bournemouth probably deserved the win today. I thought they were better than us. They looked better coached. They had a great press, but they also had they looked like they had more clarity in their decision making. But this team now, Bournemouth have got, they've got I'm looking at the Kirkezes, the Semenyos, even Nielsen, Ryan Christie. They've got a good team, and it's just another one of the top 10 teams in the Premier League who are just a good team. And I think the first goal was really poor from Spurs. Like Porro, horrible pass. Spence sleeping. I praise Spence so much, but he's sleeping. Good movement from the attacker, to be fair, but Spence is sleeping on that goal. I do think there's a hint. Can one of the centre backs cut that out? You know what I mean? It's a great ball, but is it so good? The centre backs shouldn't have been able to get their head on it. And then obviously Bournemouth unlucky to not score again. Then disallowed goal. Then they do score, and then we get a lucky goal back in the game because at that point the game's done. Do you know what I mean? And we get a lucky cross shot, and we're back in the game. And then Kepa takes Son out, and we get the draw. I feel like I'm the least enthused about Spurs that I've been for a long time. It happens. It's relative. The team is it's almost like you're almost waiting for next season. With it's normal if you get to this point in the season and you're not done well, and you got the Europa League. It's almost like it's like you're waiting. And I feel like we're in a situation now with Tottenham where it's like I always say it. There's a lot of Spurs fans. I'm in a couple of Spurs groups that are really positive, so they'll always be like, "Listen, wait till he gets these players back." And I swear to God, they said to them, "Listen, well, I'm not expecting too much until these players get match fit." I said, "Are you insane? What? And I get the point they're making, but I'm always like, it always feels like I'm trying to offer context as to why we're losing. Like, why are we 14? You're only that place in the league if you're making bad decisions and things are going against you, but you also make your own luck. So, I just say the performance itself. I think Bournemouth set up very well. Iraola, I think the thing for Iraola is more control in possession. That's his natural next step because out of possession, his team's really good. Do you know what I mean? But it's the next level for him is to understand how to create more openings and stuff. But yeah, I think we were very lucky.
Spurs play at a pace that is unnecessary. Sometimes I'm watching the way you guys play. You guys are playing like as if I'm playing on my PlayStation and I'm just pressing R2 the whole time.
Yeah.
FIFA. That's how you get.
You know what it is that's very similar again to something that Liverpool. You look at Klopp, the way they used to play was really fast, consistently hard hitting. Rather than they went to slowed it down a little bit. Then you you see the difference, right? I think some managers, bro, they just love being like consistently having a consistently aggressive team. That's what it is, man.
But aggressive for no reason. Because
I know, bro, but like that, but that's their thing, isn't it?
I'm
Yeah, I know what
watching
you mean.
Tottenham. I'm watching Tottenham build up versus Bournemouth, and it's like they're running into nowhere. Like, if you have a reason or something that you want to do, and it needs a little bit more pace or a quicker pass or a quicker movement, makes sense. But I'm seeing them running their way into corner flag where there's two defenders and nobody to pass to, and it's like that was unnecessary. Just play it back, slow it down, get somebody else in. The high intensity works to a certain level, but at a certain point, the high intensity is negatively impacting their performances because they're playing such high intensity, but they're not being able to defend when they are switching the transition. And they're so gassed on offense that they're not able to defend properly. But yeah, I think it's ultra attacking, as the guy said in the comments right here. The mode that they're going with is almost, it needs a little bit more, you need to be a little bit more pragmatic.
Yeah, it's almost reckless.
To sustain a result in the Premier League. And at no point do Tottenham look like they're willing to be pragmatic to get a result. Everything seems to be 90 miles a minute, or else they retire.
I agree.
But yeah, I think that's the bit of analyzation I've done all video. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. If there's one more thing we need to speak about, what is it? Go ahead.
I just want to share this.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Man's out here doing They're Not Like Us with Arnie Slot. Mental. Have a good night, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Please do hit the like button. And we have over 1,208 people, majority of them on Twitter. So go follow the guys on Twitter. I'm going to show you their ads right now. Jay, what's your ad? Let them know.
It's J-rated R. I'm starting a channel eventually. Yeah, sure. It's in the archives for a little while, but we're on it. But yeah, boys, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me.
Yeah. I won't be jumping on Lee's. I'm going on Never a Foul at 9 o'clock. So in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. What about you, Ahmed? Tell the people, Bridge Nation.
Listen, obviously you can always follow me on the Bridge Nation. You can watch my watch along there. I'm gonna be actually on Al Ahwa 9 p.m. today, so make sure to tune in on there. And then obviously I'm gonna be on the show reviewing the Chelsea game with my good mate Marshall on Casual FC. So make sure to tune in as well.
Boom. And then Rack.
That's my Twitter. You can find me there. You can find me here and on Husam's channel, on the terrace, and a couple of other places every now and then.
Boom.
Most channels sometimes.
People, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be on Never a Foul tonight. Then I'm going to be on Deluded Gooners TV channel tomorrow at 12. And then I'm going to be back doing another video on my channel tomorrow night, most likely at some point. But if anything, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Love for the love, people. Peace.